Yo, this is a Monday morning. Um, I want to talk about the mess in Venezuela. Um, let's get some basic things. Maduro was a bad guy, and he completely destroyed the Venezuelan country. We could also add that the sanctions contributed to destroying the country. Something like a third of the people, 25% of the people, left the country, 8 million people, because it was really crappy, broken economy. Maduro had a lot to do with that. I'm not sure the U.S. is innocent there either. But as they say, that's water under the bridge. We now have to think about the mess that is Venezuela and how is that going to get fixed. There is no economy there. It operated on people in the states sending back, contributions to their family. The dollar, the black market, is the only thing that kept things alive. Uh, they were putting out half a million uh, barrels a day compared to they used to put out four, which half a million barrels a day is still not nothing. They were still right above the terminal stage of survival. But now, how do we imagine the mess that is Venezuela is going to get sorted out? Now, I said they made contributions from the U.S. as their income. Well, the other part of their income was cocaine. A lot of people confusing fentanyl and cocaine. They're two completely different things. Now, cocaine's a recreational drug. A few people get addicted to it, but as a whole, most of the party users on cocaine um, don't get addicted. Um, it's a stimulant and makes people feel good. Fentanyl, a little bit of overdose and you're terminal. And the fentanyl didn't come uh, in large part from Venezuela. Cocaine did. So it's important to keep those two separate. But if you look at it right now, the world didn't just suddenly change. The people that are in Venezuela still need to eat, still need, food and money. Um, where are they going to get that from? They're going to keep selling cocaine. It's not going to just disappear because they took Maduro out of the country. And the military backed the cocaine people. They control the ports and the airport uh, traffic. I suspect cohesion among the military is going to break down. Uh, you're going to have a lot of regional areas where different people take control. But one way or another, the cocaine will keep flowing because people still need to eat and make money. After all, people forget, you know, drugs is not about getting people hooked, although that's one of the consequences. Drugs are about making money. And people in Venezuela still need to make money. Legitimate business needs a stable government, a stable set of rules, and people, a rule of law, which we're losing in the U.S. thanks to our orange face guy. So, how does the mess in Venezuela get sorted out? Now, oil companies, they need some stability to come in and invest billions of dollars. They need to know there's rule of law, that the contracts they they put in place, and I'm not sure who they write a contract with right now. Writing it with Trump doesn't mean squat. Uh, Not only because he's unreliable, but he's not really in control of Venezuela. Dropping some troops in and pulling out Maduro with almost no resistance from the local people. There was not. We keep talking about the war in Venezuela. There is no war in Venezuela. That was so easy, not because the military was behind Maduro. The military was willing to move on without Maduro. He's been removed. He's no longer a thorn in their side, and I'm sure there's some generals, you know, in the Venezuelan army that are organizing things and uh, eliminating their competition and starting to think this is a good day for business. Putting a legitimate government back in, with our great experience in building countries like we did in Afghanistan and in Libya and Syria. I mean, Syria kind of rebuilt itself after we quit playing, you know, cowboys and Indians there. But all that's going to take a long time, and it's not clear which direction it goes. I think it's just as likely that general a military rule rises up and runs the country is probably more likely than you know there's a magic democracy and the people win. I'm for the people of Venezuela winning and getting their country back, but that is not a anybody with half a brain and that's been around and seen any kind of drug cartels. Drug cartels can be pretty damn powerful even when you've got a good government. Like Mexico has a pretty solid government. I'm sure a lot of them are on the take because you do what you have to. When the cartels are better armed than the police, you make deals. But if you look at a place like Mexico that's got a functioning government, uh, and they still struggle with cartels. Now, you take away the functional government, even a government that takes bribes and is, not 100%, you know, good guys. Take that away and put just the cartels there. How how does Orange Man think that that's going to get sorted out? I think you need billions to rebuild the country, and you need to put a military force in, a police force in, uh, maybe initially American soldiers, and then you need our soldiers from other countries in South America. But you need to organize that, and you got to transition to a you know police force that's run by Venezuela that makes things stable enough that you can actually put in uh, functioning government, and the government has to have revenue. And who do they tax? That right now they'd have to tax the cocaine people, and transitioning to legitimate business and farmers. Um, it's going to take a huge investment, billions. Is the American people up for that? I don't think so. And if they're not, who is? IMF? I don't know. That's we're looking at a 5 year plan. Uh, 5 year plan, and probably a few hundred billion, uh, maybe a trillion. Time to get through, a lot of money. And if you include restoring the oil fields and getting them back up to speed, uh, getting other legitimate businesses up to speed, and a military force, and then a police force, and court systems. Oh, this is not a and the 8 million people that have left Venezuela, are they going to just kind of walk back home and fix everything? I Now, I'm all for you, Venezuelan people. I want you to get your country back. But I don't think we can be naive about how big an effort this is going to take. And I think it's going to take effort plus a lot of money, like a down payment of $100 billion type money. Um, I'm not saying I'm smarter than Trump, but I'm smarter than Trump. Uh, I can at least kind of imagine the problem. Am I smart enough to fix it? No, I'm not. Do I have the funds? Can I get the funds? Can I talk people into doing it? No. I know my limitations. Uh, Trump has such a high level plan that it borders on being stupid. This is not um, a mess that can easily be fixed. I actually give credit that Trump took action, even though he didn't have a plan. And I think the Venezuelan people actually, all the reports I've seen, they're happy this happened. So if they're happy, that's good enough for me. If most of the Venezuelan people like this, fine. But I think picking up Maduro and putting him on trial is like the easiest part of the whole story. Now we have to face um, a narco state with no rule of law, no legitimate enterprises that are working well, a little bit of a uh, oil revenue, and not a stable enough situation that even our oil companies want to jump in. So to go from where we are, I'm interested to see uh, how long we're under the illusion that this is all going to work out fine without a huge effort. It's not. It's going to take a huge effort from a lot of people and with a lot of money. And I'm interested to see where that large amount of money and effort is going to come from. If it can come from the Venezuelan people, my hat's off to you. Um, how you get rid of the drug cartels who are well funded, have big guns, um, and even if you want to right now, because they're bringing in the money, Um, it's a big it's a big problem. It's a God bless Venezuela. I hope you do well, and I hope the you know a lot of governments of the world kind of unite and help put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Anyway, this is the ancient Texan trying to be realistic about uh, Venezuela. Have a good one. Namaste.